You think women will tell you when we want you? No. We'll tease, laugh, even act cold, but inside we're burning. Our thighs tighten, our breathing quickens, our skin aches for your touch. I've sat across from a man pretending to be fine, while secretly craving him so badly it hurt. And I never said a word. Here's the truth. When a woman wants you, she leaks it in signs, subtle erotic tells. We pray you don't notice. A silence that feels like foreplay, a slip in her voice that betrays her. A memory she repeats because she's been replaying you in her head all night. Miss them, and you'll think she's indifferent. Catch them, and you'll know she's already obsessed. And the one sign that makes her body confess what her lips never will. That's number 11. Because when you see it, you'll realize she's already undressed you in her mind. And she's terrified you'll notice. But that's not the only secret I'll expose tonight. There are 3 more confessions women hide. No one the way our body betrays us in silence. This will shock you when I reveal it. No. 2. The one forbidden thought we have about you, even when we're with another man. Number 3. The private ritual we do when we can't stop craving you. Each one is darker, more revealing, and if you keep watching, I'll expose every single one. The undressing eyes. I've done this more times than I'll admit. I'll look at a man like I'm just listening, just observing. But my eyes are betraying me. They linger. They drop lower. They trace his mouth, his shoulders, the outline of him. For a second, I'm already picturing what it would feel like to have him pressed against me. But the moment I realize I've stared too long, I pull away, pretend nothing happened, laugh it off, look at my phone. Here's the truth. When a woman wants you, her eyes become the first traders. We can control our words, we can fake indifference, but we cannot stop our gaze from drinking you in. It's instinct. Desire leaks out through the way. We can't help but follow your body. And here's the psychology. Women are terrified of being exposed. So when our eyes give us away, we cover it with denial. We'll act distracted. We'll frown. We'll even roll our eyes to hide the fact that just seconds ago, we were devouring you silently. So what should you do when you catch it? Don't call it out. Don't smirk and brag. Just let her drown in the silence of her own imagination. Because the moment she realizes you noticed her looking and you stayed calm, her body feels naked in front of you. And that nakedness, it burns. And the deeper secret, if her eyes have betrayed her once, they will again. Each glance is another undressing in her mind. And sooner or later, that tension has to break. The hungry silence. Silence is never neutral when a woman wants you. We act like it is, but it's not. I've sat across from a man in total quiet, pretending to be calm, pretending I didn't care. While my whole body was screaming, my chest felt tighter, my breath shallow, my thighs pressed together under the table. Silence was never silence. It was foreplay. And here's the secret I promised you earlier. The way our body betrays us in silence. You think quiet means indifference. No. Quiet is the loudest confession. It's the moment our lips stay shut, but our pulse is racing. The stillness is a lie, because inside everything is shaking. Psychology explains it like this. Women are trained to control words. We know how to play it cool, how to tease, how to deny. But when desire gets strong enough, the body doesn't play along. Our eyes dilate, our breathing shifts. We lean in without realizing. The silence becomes thick, electric, almost unbearable. That's not rejection. It's obsession leaking out in the one place we can't control. So what should you do? Don't rush to fill the quiet. Don't chatter nervously. Don't joke to break it. Let her sit in it. Let her feel her own pulse betray her. Because when you hold your frame and stay calm, the silence stops being her shield and becomes her surrender. And here's the twist. Silence is just the beginning. When words fail, we move to something even riskier. Using jealousy to see if you'll claim us. The possession test. I'll admit it. Sometimes when I wanted a man, I wouldn't tell him. Instead, I'd talk about another guy. I'd drop his name, laugh at some joke he made, pretend to be impressed, and while I'm saying it, I'm not thinking about the other guy at all. I'm watching you. I'm studying your eyes, your jaw, your breath. I'm aching to see if you'll reveal even a flicker of possessiveness. Here's the truth. When a woman desires you, she needs to feel you'd claim her. Not by chasing, not by begging, but by holding your frame so powerfully that she knows no one else compares. The mention of another man is a test. We don't want him. We want to know if you want us enough not to flinch. Psychology explains it like this. Jealousy is a weapon of control, but also a confession of desire. If I'm dropping other men's names, it's not because I'm with them. It's because I want you to show me I matter. And here's the dangerous part. The men who fail this test either panic and overcompensate, or they act so indifferent that we think they don't care. The men who win, they smirk, they stay calm. They let us spin in our own trap until we realize we only wanted them all along. So what should you do? Don't compete. Don't defend yourself. Don't even react strongly. Just stay rooted. Maybe with the faintest smile that says, "You'll come back to me no matter who you mention." That calm possession drives us wild. And here's where the tension deepens. Because if mentioning another man is the test, the forbidden truth is that even when we are with another man, our thoughts don't always belong to him. Sometimes they're with you. And when I reveal that, you'll never see women the same way again. The accidental caress. I'll tell you something every woman denies. Most of our accidental touches aren't accidents. I've brushed my hand against a man's arm, leaned in just close enough that my hip grazed his, reached across a table knowing my fingers would graze his wrist. Outwardly, I act like nothing happened. Inside, my body is on fire. Here's the truth. Women test desire with restraint. We don't throw ourselves at you, not if we truly want you. Instead, we create little sparks, skin against skin. A touch so quick it could be dismissed, but deep enough to leave you thinking about it after. If you lean in too eagerly, it kills the charge. But if you pause, if you let the spark linger in the air, that's when obsession grows. Psychology explains it simply. Women crave anticipation more than instant gratification. A touch that stops too soon forces our imagination to finish the scene. That imagination is far more powerful than anything you could do in the moment. That's why the men who pull back first, who let the tension breathe, haunt us the longest. So what should you do? Don't joke about it. Don't flinch. Don't rush to touch back. Just let her hand fall away and hold your stillness. Because that stillness leaves her mind replaying the caress over and over, each time hotter than the last. And here's the dangerous part. Once touch is in play, it doesn't stop at fingertips because the next secret is darker. The truth is, even when a woman's body is in another man's bed, her mind may still be with you. And that forbidden thought, I'll confess it in the next sign, the masked affair of the mind. This is the confession men never expect and women never admit. Even when our body is lying next to another man, our mind doesn't always stay loyal. I've been there. His hands were on me, his mouth kissing me, but in my head, I was replaying someone else. The way you looked at me, the way you brushed past me, the way silence with you felt heavier than his words ever did. Here's the truth. Women's desire is more mental than physical. And when a man gets inside our imagination, he owns us in ways no touch can compete with. You think cheating only happens with the body? No. The most dangerous cheating happens in the mind. Because if I'm fantasizing about you while I'm in another man's bed, it means you've already won. My body may be with him, but my obsession belongs to you. Psychology calls this displacement, but let me put it plainly. A woman can force her body to stay, but she cannot control where her thoughts drift. If her forbidden fantasy is you, it eats at her. Every kiss feels counterfeit. Every touch feels like a lie. And the more she denies it, the more it grows. So what should you do if you suspect it? Don't chase, don't accuse, don't demand proof. Just know that if she's leaking desire in the little ways, her eyes, her silence, her slips, there's a good chance her mind already belongs to you. And once the mind goes, the body usually follows. And that's why the next sign is so dangerous. Because when the body starts betraying her, she can't cover it with words anymore. The slip comes out in the smallest, most physical way, a touch, a tone, a look that she can never take back. The digital striptease. When a woman can't say what she feels, she starts to show it. And in today's world, that usually means one thing. The screen becomes her stage. I've done it myself. Posting a picture with just enough skin showing. Dropping a late-night quote that drips with longing. Sharing a song lyric about desire, pretending it's just music, when really it's about you. Here's the truth. Women bait men online the same way we flirt in person. Subtle, deniable, but burning underneath. If you react too much, we lose respect. But if you don't react at all, we spiral. We keep posting, keep hinting, keep raising the temperature until you notice, or until we can't stand hiding it anymore. The psychology is simple. Online is safe. It gives us the thrill of exposure without the risk of direct rejection. But here's what most men miss. If she's posting for you, it's never really about the followers. It's about the one man she hopes is watching in silence. The one man whose approval she aches for. So what should you do? Don't like every post. Don't comment thirsty emojis. Don't make it obvious. Stay selective. Because the more you hold back, the more desperate she becomes for your attention, not anyone else's. And here's where the game gets darker. Because sometimes a woman's thirst doesn't stop at posts and hints. When obsession takes over, she does something private, something you'll never see. But it's the rawest proof of her desire. It's the ritual she performs alone, when she can't stop craving you. And that's what I'll reveal next. The craving ritual. This is the confession women never want men to know. When desire gets too strong. When we can't stop thinking about you, we don't just scroll your pictures. We don't just replay your words. We create a ritual. A private moment that belongs only to you, even if you'll never see it. For me, it started small. Putting on lipstick before I knew I'd run into him. Wearing the perfume I imagined he liked. Later, it went deeper. Laying in bed at night, scrolling through his photos, my hand resting on my chest, my body aching, imagining it was his weight instead of my sheets. That's the ritual. The secret shameful ceremony where we give in to the craving. When we can't touch you, we touch ourselves to the thought of you. Here's the truth. Women are experts at denial in public. But in private, we fall apart. We let the fantasy consume us. Psychology calls this displacement of arousal, but it's more than theory. It's obsession. If she's performing rituals around you, dressing different, smelling different, showing up in places she knows you'll be, she's already surrendered in her mind. So what should you do? Nothing. Don't chase, don't beg. Let her spiral. Because the more she feeds the ritual in silence, the more power you gain. You become her ghost, haunting her body even when you're not around. And here's the dangerous part. Once a woman lets you into her private rituals, it's only a matter of time before her body starts betraying her in public. The voice, the laugh, the little slips she can't hide. And that's exactly what I'll expose next. The bedroom voice in public. Most men miss this one, but it's one of the clearest giveaways. When a woman secretly wants you, her voice changes. She doesn't plan it. She doesn't even notice it. But her pitch softens, slows, almost like she's whispering a secret meant only for you. I've done this without realizing, speaking to a man in a tone I'd never use with anyone else. Here's the truth. A woman's voice betrays her arousal before her words ever do. The shift is instinctive. Psychology shows that when attraction spikes, our vocal cords literally respond. We sound more feminine, more intimate, more inviting. We can fake disinterest with words, but we can't fake the softness in our tone. And here's what most men don't realize. This isn't casual friendliness. It's foreplay in disguise. When she lowers her voice around you, it's because in her body, she's already somewhere private. She's speaking in the tone she'd use if you were alone together. Lips closer, breaths heavier. So, what should you do? Don't call it out. Don't tease her for sounding different. Just stay calm, stay grounded, and let her body keep confessing what her lips won't. The more she slips into that voice, the more she's betraying the fantasy she's trying to hide. And here's the dangerous escalation. Once the voice changes, the patterns around her change too. She shows up differently. She dresses differently. She starts orbiting you in ways she'll never admit. And that shift, it's the next sign, the seduction ritual in public. When desire gets too strong, it doesn't just stay private. It spills into the smallest everyday rituals. I've done this more times than I'll ever admit. I'd plan my route just to pass by him. I'd accidentally show up where I knew he'd be. I'd change my outfit last minute, not for the world, but for his eyes. And if he noticed, I pretended it was nothing. But inside, I was screaming for him to see. Here's the truth. Women don't rewrite their routines for men we don't crave. We do it when the thought of him won't leave our body. It's not about convenience. It's about proximity. The perfume sprayed twice before walking out, the hair let down. Instead of tied up, the smile practiced in the mirror. It's a silent ritual of seduction. Psychology explains this as preparation behavior. When attraction peaks, women unconsciously prepare themselves for mating cues. But in plain words, it means she's already thinking about being wanted by you. Every detail is a performance she hopes you'll catch. While she hides behind denial if you call her out, so what should you do? Don't compliment too directly. Don't say, "You look different today." That ruins it. Just notice silently. Let your eyes linger just long enough for her to feel exposed. Because once she knows you've seen through the performance, she'll feel naked in her own game. And here's where it gets dangerous. Because if she's changing her routines for you, she'll also start fighting herself harder. She'll deny it, push you away, act cold, but denial is never the end. It's just the mask before the truth bursts out. And that mask, it's the next sign, the denial that burns beneath. Let me tell you something that will confuse every man until he learns the truth. Sometimes when a woman wants you the most, she'll swear she doesn't. I've looked a man dead in the eyes and said, "I don't even like you." And the whole time my chest was tight. My stomach was fluttering. My body was begging me to shut up. The words were denial. The fire underneath was real. Here's the truth. Denial is one of the strongest shields women use when desire feels too dangerous to admit. Why? Because admitting it means surrender. It means vulnerability. It means risking rejection. So instead, we flip it. We act cold, disinterested, even annoyed. But that's not indifference. It's panic. Panic that you'll see right through us. Psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. When our feelings and our actions don't match, the body suffers. That's why when a woman is in denial, you'll notice the cracks. Her voice wavers. Her laugh is too loud. Her eyes avoid yours but snap back the second you look away. She's torn between the wall she's building and the fire that's already burning it down. So, what should you do? Never argue with denial. Don't defend yourself. Don't try to convince her. Let her fight her own mask. The longer she denies, the more energy she burns holding it up, and the harder it crashes when it falls. And here's where the mask finally shatters. Because the one sign we can never control, the one that makes our body confess what our lips never will, comes next. That's sign number 11, the body's confession. Remember what I told you at the start? That there's one sign that makes our body confess what our lips never will. This is it. This is the payoff. Because no matter how hard we deny it, no matter how many walls we build, the body betrays us. Every single time I've lived it, I told myself I didn't want him. I swore I didn't care. But then he walked into the room and my chest tightened. My breathing changed. My thighs pressed together. My lips parted like they were waiting for his. That's the confession. The body says yes, while the mouth is still saying no. Here's the truth. Desire is involuntary. Women can fake a smile, fake laughter, fake disinterest. But we cannot fake what our body does under pressure. Dilated pupils, a shaky laugh, lips that tremble, skin that flushes pink. Those are the giveaways we hate because they reveal the truth we'll never say. We want you. So, what should you do when you see this? Don't call it out. Don't tease. Don't brag. Just stay calm. Stay grounded and let her body burn. Because the more you stay in control, the more she feels out of control. And that imbalance is what makes her spiral into obsession. And here's the dangerous truth. Once her body has confessed, there's no going back. She can deny with words. She can act cold, but deep down she knows you've already seen through her. That's why the next sign is even more addictive, because after the body betrays us, the memory takes over. And memory is obsession. The memory moan. After the body betrays us, something worse happens. We can't stop replaying you in our mind. I've done this so many times. Lying awake at night, remembering the way his voice dipped low, the way his hand brushed mine, the way his eyes held me longer than they should have. Those little moments weren't just memories. They were fuel. Every time I replayed them, my body reacted like it was happening again. Here's the truth. Women obsess through memory. The smallest detail can echo for weeks. The way you said her name, the smell you left behind, the way your silence felt like a hand around her waist. Memory becomes a loop she can't break, and each replay intensifies the craving. Psychology explains this as reinforcement. The brain wiring desires stronger with each repetition, but in plain words, it means you haunt her. Even if you're not there, she's with you. Even if another man is beside her, her thoughts are with you. And every sigh, every restless night, every guilty smile is proof that she's addicted to the ghost you left behind. So what should you do? Nothing. Don't chase. Don't feed it. Just keep living in your frame. Because the more silent you are, the more her memory screams. And soon, she'll start seeking ways to break the silence, reaching out, orbiting closer, testing if you still feel the same. And that brings us to the final sign. Because obsession doesn't just live in the body or the memory, it lives in the orbit. And when a woman keeps circling your world, even while denying it, that's the ultimate confession she'll never say. The obsessive orbit. This is the one that men always underestimate. When a woman truly wants you, even if she denies it, even if she pretends to be cold, she cannot help but orbit your life. I've done it myself. Watching his stories, showing up at the places I knew he'd be, asking friends about him while pretending I didn't care. Out loud. I swore I wasn't interested, but my actions told the truth. I couldn't stay away. Here's the truth. Orbit is obsession in disguise. When we're hooked, we circle closer and closer, hoping to feel your pull without admitting it. We'll text about nothing. We'll accidentally call. We'll show up in your world trying to provoke you into noticing us. And the more we orbit, the more frustrated we become, because what we really want is to be claimed. Psychology calls this approach avoidance conflict, the push and pull of wanting and resisting at the same time. But you don't need the theory to see it. If she's circling you, watching you, feeding your presence into her daily routine, it's because she can't stop herself. Her denial is collapsing under the weight of her craving. So, what should you do? Stay steady. Don't reward the orbit with chasing. Let her keep circling until she's dizzy enough to break her own silence. Because once her orbit tightens, she either admits the truth or she loses her grip and regrets it forever. And that's the final confession. Women may never say it, but when our bodies, our memories, and our actions all betray us, we're already yours. The only question is whether you'll stay strong enough to let us come to you or weak enough to chase us away. You've seen all 13 signs now, and if you've been paying attention, you notice the pattern. Every single one of them. The eyes that linger, the silence that burns, the jealous tests, the accidental touches, the rituals, the denial, the orbit, they all point to the same truth. Women confess with our bodies long before we ever confess with our lips. We deny, we hide, we tease, but our gaze gives us away. Our silence gives us away. Our voice, our routines, our memories, they all leak the truth we're desperate to cover. Because here's the raw reality most men never hear. When we want you, we fight it, we bury it, we test it, and the more you stay calm, the more obsessed we become. Most men fail here. They chase, they panic, they overreact, and the moment they do, the spell is broken. The mystery is gone. The power shifts back to us. But the men who hold their frame, who stay steady, calm, unbothered, those are the men we can't escape. That's why I've told you every secret, every hidden sign. Because the truth is, it's not about catching us in the act. It's about recognizing the obsession and refusing to be controlled by it. You don't chase, you don't fold, you don't break, you let us burn. And here's the power line you need to carry with you. Masculine energy doesn't chase, it attracts. That's what makes the difference between the man she forgets and the man she obsesses over for years. When you stay grounded, you don't just make her want you, you make her regret ever trying to resist you. Because here's the final confession. If a woman walks away from a man who understood this, she doesn't get over him. She replays him. She replays the gaze she couldn't hold, the silence she couldn't break, the memory she couldn't erase. She replays every denial that was really desire. And she regrets it forever. So don't let these signs confuse you. Don't let them bait you. Let them expose her. Because once you see them, you'll never be the same man again. You'll be the man women crave, the man they orbit, the man they burn for in silence. Even if they never say a word, I'll admit it. I've been that woman. I've dropped the signs, pretended to be cold, denied what my body was screaming. I've posted pictures just for him, stayed awake, replaying him in my head, even obsessed over a man while lying next to someone else, and he never knew why. Because he didn't catch the signs. That's why I make these videos. To expose the secrets women will never confess to your face. So, if this opened your eyes tonight, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe right now, because every day I reveal another piece of the female playbook. And if you miss even one, another man will hear it instead. And when he does, she'll start obsessing over him instead of,